Good morning. The April 14th meeting of the Senate Finance Committee will come to order. For members and public information, we are likely to deal with House File 2073, Senator Fateh's Omnibus Higher Education Bill, and then we will likely recess till after the floor session for dealing with the Senator Hoffman's Human Services Bill. So if people are here for that, that one is likely to be much later in the day after we have some floor session. With that, Senator Fateh and staff, welcome to the committee.
Good morning, members. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. And I appreciate you taking the time to hear the Higher Education Omnibus Bill for the Senate side. This bill contains a lot of good work that the committee has done by both. Thank you from all of our members. Before I go into the details of what the bill is, I want to give a little bit of background about why the needs and the areas that we address. So the state has a 70% attainment goal. And right now, what we see is that within our white students, it's at 68% right now. For black students, it's in the low 30s, and for our Latino and indigenous students, it's in the low 20s or mid 20s. So this bill worked to address a few areas of need. One being the enrollment decline that we're seeing statewide. Number two, addressing the equity gaps. And number three, which is also part of the governor's goal of addressing the workforce shortages that we're seeing statewide. We know that from speaking with many students, having a hearing specifically for students, having a student day, that there are a lot of unmet needs that needed to be addressed. So this bill worked to address some of that by increasing funding for things like the Hunger-Free Campus, for example. There's also an increase for the emergency grants, for example. So we wanted to work to make sure that we were addressing both reasons for the enrollment decline, but also the increase in dropout rates that we're seeing among our students. So what we learned and what we know is that we need to address the full cost of attending college. That includes the tuition piece, as well as their living expenses, housing, food, all of the above. So the biggest piece of the bill will be the Minnesota Commitment to Higher Education Act, which addresses both the tuition piece as well as having a Pell Match piece, which will allow students to use that to address their basic needs. Right now, what we're seeing statewide is an average of, I think, 28% declining in enrollment in the mid-20s. Some states we've seen, in some parts of the state, we've seen colleges that have declining enrollment in the high 30s, mid-40s. I've gotten calls and I've gotten emails from administrators and from colleges and universities saying that if we don't do something quick, that we're going to have discussions about closing down campuses. And so this bill works to address that. One model that we saw that was successful in addressing declining enrollment was Pine Tech. And that is because through a public-private partnership, they were able to go tuition-free. And that shows us that cost is the #1 barrier for our students. So there are a lot of pieces in the bill, but I would like to just pass it off right now for council to give a walkthrough.
Thank you, Senator Fateh. And did we want to put the amendments on the bill
yes,
before
please.
we go through that?
Absolutely.
So the Senate, let's see, A12 is a technical amendment, I believe. Senator Pappas moves the A12 amendment. It's in the packets, I believe. Is there anything highlightable in here, or since we haven't gone through the bill, you'll be going through the walkthrough with this incorporated, Mr. Olofsson?
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, there are a couple things I would like to highlight within the A12 amendment.
Okay.
It's primarily technical and conforming changes, but lines 1.6 through 1.8, as I'll mention in the spreadsheet is before the A12 amendment is adopted, but this adds $1,000 to the Hunger Free program. We were currently 1,000 under the target, so and it also adds 81,000 in the tails from the general fund to the Hunger Free program. Also, on lines 1.21 through 1.26, there's a carve-out for a P20 executive director position within the operations and maintenance within MnState. So it's a carve-out within their operations and maintenance, so it's not additional spending, but it's taking that from that pot of money for this position. Those are the primary things to highlight within this A12 amendment on the fiscal side.
Okay. Any discussion on the A12 amendment? If not, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion prevails. And we also have the A11, which is the boilerplate type of language we've been putting in the finance bills on financial review of grant and business subsidy recipients. Senator Murphy, would you be willing to move the A11?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the A11 amendment.
And is there any discussion of that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. With that, Mr. Olofsson, are you the one going through the spreadsheets?
That is correct. Mr. Chair.
Senator Draheim.
Sorry to interrupt, Chair. Are we going to be adopting, I see we have the House file here too?
Yeah, yes, but the House file is technically in front of it's going to be in front of the committee. We're going to work off the Senate file language, and then when done, we'll do what we did yesterday with one of the other bills where we had a House file. We will work off the Senate language because the amendments were drafted to the Senate file. Once we put it together, then we will take the contents of that and drop them into the House file. So yes, you're right. We are going to be putting it into there, but we're going to work on it off the Senate file because that's what the amendments were drafted to.
Thank you.
Mr. Olofsson, please go ahead and explain the two spreadsheets.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. So in your packets, you should find two spreadsheets. There's the higher education, there's the detailed base, the one that's just titled Higher Education, Senate Omnibus, Higher Education, SF 2075, First Engrossment Finance Committee in the top left corner. This is an 8-page document that shows the actual amounts of the riders throughout the bill, and it also shows transfers at the end. But to expedite the process and what I would believe is more informative for the committee is the second spreadsheet before you. It's Higher Education Omnibus SF 2075 1E, change items only. It's a 3-page document. And just to orient the committee, for the base spending for the 24-25 biennium is $3,506,000,000 for the Office of Higher Education, Minnesota State, University of Minnesota, and the Mayo Foundation. And it's also $3,506,000,000 for the 26-27 biennium. The Higher Education Committee received a target for the 24-25 biennium of $650 million of general fund spending, and for the 24-25 biennium, and $450 million in the 26-27 biennium. This spreadsheet is before the A12 was adopted, so it will show that we're 1,000 below the target in the 24-25 and 81,000 in the 26-27. But now, after the adoption of the A12, we now meet that target. But I will now, so just to orient you to the spreadsheet, column A describes the agencies and departments and the specific changes to riders within the bill. Column B shows which fund all of these change items are coming from, and for our purposes, it's all general fund today. And then where we'll be focusing today is columns J through M, specifically looking at K and M, looking at the biennial change over the base. So column column K shows for the 24-25 biennium the change the amount of change over the base for that change item. And column M shows that change over the base for the 26-27 biennium. So beginning with the Office of Higher Education, looking at line 9, for the state grant for the living and miscellaneous expense increase, we see an increase of approximately $27.96 million in the 24-25 biennium and $20 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 10 for the state grant, the simplification and federal conformity change item, it's $17.73 million in the 24-25 biennium and $10.06 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 11 for maintaining current service levels for agency administration, it's $4.2 million in the 24-25 biennium and approximately $3.2 million in the 26-27 biennium. For the statewide longitudinal education data system, there's additional spending over the base of $1.5 million in the 24-25 biennium, and again, approximately $1.5 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 13 for tribal college grants, it's an additional $6 million in the 24-25 biennium and an additional $6 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 14 for the Student Parent Support Initiative, it's an additional $12.85 million in the 24-25 biennium and then $676,000 in the 26-27 biennium. For the Director of Tribal Relations, this is on line 15. It's $277,000 over the base in 24-25 and $286,000 over the base in 26-27. For emergency assistance for post-secondary students, it's approximately $14.5 million in the 24-25 biennium and approximately $14.5 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 17 for direct admissions Minnesota, it's $850,000 in 24-25 of additional spending and $850,000 in 26-27. On line 18, for the Transparent Pathway Child Development Associates, $475,000 of one-time additional spending in fiscal year 2024. On line 19, for the Intervention for College Attendance Program grants, it's $800,000 in fiscal year 24 of one-time additional spending. On line 20, for the Loan Repayment Assistance Program for attorneys, this is additional $60,000 in the 24-25 biennium and additional $60,000 in the 26-27 biennium. On line 21, for the Higher Education Public Service Grants Feasibility Study, it's an additional spending of $75,000, additional one-time spending of $75,000 in fiscal year 2024. On line 22, for the dual training competency grants, it's an additional spending of approximately $4.26 million in fiscal year 24-25 biennium and $264,000 in the 26-27 and $264,000 in the 26-27 biennium. For the Minnesota Commitment to Higher Education Act, this is a transfer to us account within the Special Revenue Fund. It's $176.9 million in the fiscal year 25, and then in fiscal year 26-27, it's a total of $98.21 million for the second in the tails. And then for Administration and Promotion of the Minnesota Commitment to Higher Education Act, this is on line 24. It's $698,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $404,000 in the 26-27 biennium. For hunger-free campus grants on line 25, it's before the 812 amendment, it was $1.8 million in the 24-25 biennium and approximately $1.8 million in the 26-27 biennium. And then for hunger-free equipment grants, it was $500,000 of one-time spending in fiscal year 24. On line 27, for the teacher shortage loan repayment program, it's additional spending of $1.75 million in the 24-25 biennium. On line 28 for the Minnesota American Indian Scholarships Program, it's an additional $17 million in the 24-25 biennium and $17 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 29 for the Inclusive Higher Education Program, it's an additional $2 million in the 24-25 biennium and $2 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 30 for the Summer Academic Enrichment Program, it's an additional one-time spending of $1 million in the 24-25 biennium. For the Student Basic Needs Working Group on line 31, it's one-time spending of $44,000 in fiscal year 24. On line 32 for the Minnesota Association of Black Lawyers Pipeline, it's for the 24-25 biennium, it's $700,000 of additional spending, additional one-time spending. On line 33 for the Fostering Independence Program, this provides wraparound services for the wraparound service program within Fostering Independence. It's additional one-time spending of $1 million in the 24-25 biennium. And then for Fostering Independence Higher Education Grants, it's additional spending above the base of approximately $1.1 million in the 24-25 biennium and $1.3 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 35 for the Minnesota Independence College and Community, it's an additional appropriation of $2 million in the 24-25 biennium. On line 36, for the Minnesota Independence College and Community, there's a base discontinuation of discontinuing the appropriation in the base of, so for a net savings of $2 million in the 26-27 biennium. And then on line 37 for College Possible, there's also a 26-27 base discontinuation for a net savings of $1.1 million in the 26-27 biennium. And then on line 38 for a report to Minnesota State for a report on Minnesota's Min-State course placement practices, it's one-time spending of $250,000 in fiscal year 24. So for a total change, additional general fund spend for the Office of Higher Education, this is on line 40, of $298,334,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $174,994,000 in the 26-27 biennium. Moving on to page 2, we're now looking at Minnesota State. So starting on line 49, for the Minnesota State Stabilization for their Central and Shared Services Department, it's an additional $3 million in the 24-25 biennium and $4 million in the 26-27 biennium. For their operations and maintenance for Minnesota State Stabilization, it's $119 million in the 24-25 biennium and $162 million in the 26-27 biennium. For student support, this is on line 51. It's $26 million in the 24-25 biennium and $10 million in the 26-27 biennium. For the individual retirement account plan rate increases, it's $521,000 for 24-25 biennium, and additional $1.25 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 53, there's an additional supplement to their Minnesota State's operation and maintenance of $74 million for the 24-25 biennium, and that's a one-time supplement. On line 54, appropriation for menstrual products, this is $764,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $564,000 in the 26-27 biennium. And then for ISRS, or the Integrated Statewide Record Services and updating technology for Minnesota State, it's $3 million in the 24-25 biennium and $4 million in the 26-27 biennium. On line 56, for workforce development equipment upgrades, it's $20 million in the 24-25 biennium. That's a one-time increase. And then on line 57, for workforce development for industry sector programming, it's also $10 million in the 24-25 biennium of one-time additional spending. So looking on line 59 here, for the total additional spending over the base for Minnesota State. It's $256,285,000 for the 24-25 biennium, and $181,809,000 for the 26-27 biennium. Moving on to page 3 of the change item only spreadsheet, we look at the University of Minnesota. So on line 68, for additional funding for operations and maintenance, for the 24-25 biennium, it's $70 million, and in the 26-27 biennium, it's $90 million. For appropriation to provide menstrual products at the University of Minnesota, it's $484,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $220,000 in the 26-27 biennium. On line 70 for the system special for the Natural Resource Research Institute, or NRRI, it's additional spending of $4 million in the 24-25 biennium and additional spending of $2 million in the 26-27 biennium. And then on line 71, also within the system special for University of Minnesota and Centric Care for their medical campus in St. Cloud, it's an additional one-time spending of $20 million in fiscal year 24. So looking at line 73, you can see additional spending of approximately $94.5 million in fiscal year for the 24-25 biennium and $92.2 million in the 26-27 biennium for the University of Minnesota. And then finally, moving on to the Mayo Foundation, looking at line 81. For the Mayo Family Medicine Residency Program, there's an additional appropriation of $896,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $896,000 in the 26-27 biennium. And the total changes match up with that, since that's the only change item within Mayo Foundation. So looking at line 88 on page 3, for the total change, this was before the A12 amendment of $649,999,000 in the 24-25 biennium and $449,919,000 in the 26-27 biennium. But after the A12, it now matches at $650 million and $450 million. And with that, I would be happy to answer any questions, or I can move on to describing Article 1.
Apparently no questions at this point, Mr. Olofsson. Go ahead and, Senator Pappas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it's been a long time since I've been on higher ed. So could you talk a little bit more about the changes in the state grant program? Because usually we see who benefits from those changes, because they affect the university and the state colleges and the private universities a little differently. Do you have any information on that?
Ms. White, welcome to the committee.
Mr. Chair and Senator Pappas, there are changes to the state grant program are in Article 2, Sections 7 through 14 and 15 through 17. And many of the changes conform the program to the changes made in the federal needs analysis and the Pell Grant calculation passed by Congress. And it increases the living and miscellaneous expense allowance from 109% to 115% of the federal poverty guidelines.
So, Mr. Chairman, maybe my question more is for Senator Fateh. So I just was interested in hearing more about, who benefited from these different changes in terms of our different higher ed institutions. And did you take that into consideration, Senator Fateh? Since the free college program is not available to private colleges, were you able to provide any more support for private colleges?
Absolutely. So I think we still made a real investment. Oh, sorry.
Senator Fateh, go ahead.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think we still made a real investment, and we made more of an investment than I think in the past bienniums. But we also had a higher commitment to our public institutions. So our job was to strike a balance between the two. Right now, we're seeing historic decline in enrollment among our public colleges and universities. So we wanted to put our focus in on that, but also making an investment in these increases as well.
Senator Draheim.
Thank you. I'd like to continue on the discussion on the private grants. do we have a breakdown of the usage? You know, as we see a decline in enrollment between Minn State and U of M, do we have a breakdown of who uses those state grants between the private colleges, Minn State, and the U?
Go ahead.
I'll have to phone a friend with OHE, Ms. Whelan or Ms. Oliver. For that breakdown.
Welcome to the committee. Please identify yourself and then go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. My name is Nicole Whalen, and I am the State Grant Research Manager with the Minnesota Office of Higher Education. So I have a couple answers to that question. In terms of the, I think the question is really asking, in terms of the LME increase that's included in the bill, how does that break out by sector in terms of where those dollars are going? And I can tell you that of the total amount of money that is that will be new money, I'm sorry, after the increase, I will say that just under a third of the total state grant dollars will be awarded to students at private not-for-profit institutions. 17%, actually roughly 17 and 16% each will go to students at Minnesota State community colleges and Minnesota State universities. Just under a third of the funding will go to the University of Minnesota and students at that institution. And then a small amount, roughly 2%, will be awarded to students at private for-profit institutions.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Further discussion? If not, Ms. White, you want, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, Senator Friends. Senator Friends, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Fateh. Good to see you here, and I want to congratulate you on the bill, even though I have some concerns. I want to start by thanking you for accepting the IRAP provision. As you know, I have Minnesota State Mankato in my district. The faculty there is top-notch, and if we want to keep them top-notch, we need to respect that pensions are part of why they come to work, and you took that under your budget, and as the Vice Chair of Pensions, I will remember that, so thank you for that part of it. I do want to ask about the private college implication. It's no secret. This senator and senator sitting not too far from me enjoyed the opportunity to go to a private college, and the treatment in your bill is a little bit different, frankly, than what we've seen. My first question would be, you mentioned the decline in enrollment at the public institutions. I'm familiar with that. Is it your understanding that the decline in enrollment at the private institutions is any different?
Senator Fateh.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Chair Morty, and thank you, Senator Friends. Yes, that is correct. We're seeing declining enrollment statewide, also among our private colleges. They're very similar.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Senator Friends.
Well, I appreciate that acknowledgement. While I have this big state university in my district, I also have Bethany, Gustavus, private schools that have been a resource for a lot of students. I wasn't sure Senator Pappas was headed this way, but the state grant program also has been fundamental to our ability to allow students that wouldn't otherwise be going to college to be able to afford it. And I appreciate the accommodations on the Pell Grant work in general, but just wanted to flag as we go forward with your bill that different students find a great fit at different schools. And we want to, in my opinion, pave the way for as many students to find the best fit as possible. And it is no secret that the private colleges hold them out as an opportunity for students of color and students that come from areas where we don't have quite as much money. And as I've said in this committee 100 times, greater Minnesota populations generally have lower incomes. So this is a statewide issue, and hope that you'll be open to discussion on this issue as your bill moves forward. I'm looking forward to voting yes for it today, but wanted to put on the record for you, Senator Fateh, a couple of those questions.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Senator Draheim and Senator Friends, for getting to the point that I was trying to make, is that, you know, especially when we look at the metropolitan area, well, in addition, we look at the metropolitan area in my district, Concordia, or in Minneapolis, Augsburg, in particular, have really reached out a lot to have a very diverse population on their campuses. And those students who come from a variety of backgrounds, but many of them low-income backgrounds, certainly rely on the state grant. So I always had the philosophy on higher ed that I love all my children, and I really appreciate what you're doing with free college. And I just hope that we can, at some point, expand it to include more of our students that attend private universities.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Senator Fateh, or you want to have Ms. White go ahead with?
Yeah, I'll keep my comments brief. I want to thank Senator Friends and Senator Pappas for your comments. And thank you, Senator Pappas, for advocating for universal college. I agree with you on that one. With that being said, we did take into account all of our colleges, both private and public. But I believe as a state and as public officials, we have a higher obligation to our public institutions. But with that being said, we are still making record investments in the state grant program. The private colleges have the opportunity to receive more funding and more money through things like fundraising, whereas Min-State, I think 52% of the money comes from the state itself. 50% of the funding comes from the state. And also Min-State serves the most students of color as well as Pell-eligible students. So our goal here was to address the needs and concerns of the students that need help the most within our public institutions, while also making those record investments in the state grant program.
Okay. And Mr. Olofsson, were you finished with your share of the presentation?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Article 1 primarily just ties up to what I described in the spreadsheet, but there are a few appropriations that go beyond the 24-25 biennium that I would just like to highlight. So looking at page 10 of the bill, for the Minnesota Independence College and Community, as I mentioned, there was the base discontinuation, but additional appropriation in the 24-25 biennium. So the additional appropriation, the $4 million total in the 24-25 biennium is available until June 30th, 2027. You can see that on lines 10.33 through 10.35. On page 11, for the hunger-free campus, looking at the equipment necessary for on-campus food pantries, this is section B of lines 11.13 through 11.19. That appropriation is available until June 30th, 2026. On page 12, for the Student Parent Support Initiative, the grants to support students, this is on 12.16 through 12.21 of the approximately 6.3 million and 5.8 million. Those grants are available, those one-time appropriations are available until June 30th, 2026. On page 14, this is looking at lines 14.5 through 1411. This is just highlighting the transfer to the special revenue account for the Minnesota Commitment to Higher Education Act, and the base for the transfer becoming approximately 49.3 million for fiscal year 26 and thereafter. On page 22 of the bill, for the this is dealing with the workforce development piece for industry sector programming. So for this 10 million, that appropriation is available until June 30th, 2026. And then finally, on page 27 of Article 1, the 20 million to the University of Minnesota for the Centricare health system in St. Cloud. That appropriation is available until June 30th, 2027. And with that, that concludes highlights from Article 1 that I wanted to point out.
Thank you. Ms. White, are you going to go through? Senator Westrom has a question first.
Mr. Chair, can you explain a little bit more, Senator Fateh or whoever knows, the St. Cloud healthcare campus money that's available? Expand that a little bit more. Is that a new medical campus that they're I know they've talked about in the past, but is that what this money is for, or starting a new campus altogether?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Restrom. Yes, that is correct. I believe they came with a $70 million ask, and we funded about $20 million of that for that new campus, which will include, I think, 20 housing units. But they came to us. We care about our rural healthcare, making sure that folks have the ability to use the facilities to go to school. So in St. Cloud, we had a meeting with Senator Putnam as well as the Central Care folks, and they spoke about the urgent need to have this funding and put in place. So we agreed, and it's in there now.
Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, is that going to be incorporated on a part of the St. Cloud State campus next door to it, completely separate in a different area? What do you know about that? Because I guess we'll give you a little background. I know the enrollment's greatly down at St. Cloud State from a peak of maybe 10 years ago, and so I'm guessing there's quite a bit of space that would be available. Is that part of the plan here, to repurpose some of the buildings in the area of the campus, or what do we know about that?
Yeah, it'll be part of the Central Care campus. That's correct.
Further discussion? If not, Ms. White, you want to go ahead?
Mr. Chair and members, I'm Joan White from Senate Council, and I will be going over Article 2, the higher ed provisions. I'll just do a real high-level review of the policy provisions in Article 2. Section 1 establishes, Article 2 starts on page 29. Section 1 of Article 2 establishes the American Indian Scholars Program, which is a first dollar tuition-free pathway for eligible American Indian students to complete an undergraduate education in a public college or university. Section 2 requires MnState and requests that the U of M provide students with access to menstrual products at no charge. Sections 3, 4, and 7 make changes to the Hunger-Free Campus program. The bill extends the hunger-free grants to nonprofit private post-secondary institutions. Previously, the grants were only available to public institutions. Further, the grant awards were increased to. Section 5 establishes the Inclusive Higher Education Technical Assistance Center. The purpose of the center is to increase access to post-secondary education for students with an intellectual disability to earn degrees or certificates leading to employment and independent living. Section 6 is the Inclusive Higher Education Grants section. This section requires the Commissioner of the Office of Higher Education, in collaboration with the Director of the Inclusive Higher Education Technical Assistance Center, to establish a competitive grant program for Minnesota higher education institutions to develop new or enhance existing initiatives to enroll and increase the enrollment of students with intellectual disabilities. Sections 7 through 14 and 15 through 17 conform the state grant program and other programs under the Office of Higher Education to the federal needs analysis changes and the Pell Grant calculation passed by Congress. In addition, as mentioned previously, the living and miscellaneous expense allowance is increased from 109% to 115% of the federal poverty guidelines. Section 15 establishes a new program to establish the needs of expectant and parenting college students. Section 18 establishes the Minnesota Commitment to Higher Education Act. This provides last dollar tuition and fees for students with a household income at or below $80,000 to attend a public college or university beginning in the 24-25 academic year. Sections 20 to 22 increase the dual training competency grants and make other policy changes. Section 23 makes the direct admissions program, which is currently a pilot program, a permanent. The A12 amendment expands this program to private nonprofit institutions. And the program offers conditional admission to the institutions to high school seniors based on the students' high school performance. Section 26 increases the employer contribution rate for Minnesota State Higher Education Individual Retirement Account Plan. Section 27 requires the Commissioner of Higher Education to convene a working group on post-secondary student basic needs. The report is due September 1st, 2024. And the last section, Section 28, requires the Office of Higher Education to complete a report on the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities course placement practices. That concludes the provisions in Article 2.
Thank you, Ms. White. Are there questions from members of the committee? Senator Dames, go ahead. Yes, you can go ahead with anything on any part of it.
Senator Fateh, you had talked when you introduced the bill about wanting to change the achievement gap and kind of bring that closer together. Could you tell me in this bill what would be the top pieces in this bill that you think will accomplish that in line?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Daines, for your question. I think two things. Number one, addressing the tuition-free program, the first piece, as well as the increase in the emergency assistance grants. We wanted to ensure that when we spoke with our students this year, and we spoke with the different colleges and universities, the number one reason for declining the enrollment decline, as well as students dropping out, was the cost of school. That was the reason. And these are primarily affecting disproportionately students of color as well as low-income students. So we wanted to address that. So we believe with the tuition-free piece that we're going to ensure that we're not only hitting our attainment goal as a state, but hitting the attainment goal for all of our students, regardless of their background or circumstance.
Thank you, Senator Fateh, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
So, Senator Fateh, how long do you think a lot of these programs are new this year? How long do you think it's going to take before you have a benchmark to see if what you're doing is working?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator, for your question. So the tuition-free piece is going to be ongoing, but the Pell Match piece is a 4-year pilot program. So we're hoping to see after 4 years what that has done in terms of the student achievement as well as student enrollment. And I'm betting that after that period of time that we're going to get some good results back and that there will be an appetite to continue this on.
And I certainly wouldn't bet against you, Senator Fateh, but what happens if we're both betting in the wrong direction? What happens then?
Senator Fateh.
I'm sure you are, Senator, but we can look at Pine Tech as an example. Cost was a burden that was addressed, and now they're seeing a 47% increase in enrollment. So right now, what we're seeing also right now is not just in blue districts. In red districts, we're hearing from colleges and administrators that they're going to close doors if we don't do something right now, if we don't make a record investment in our colleges. I do not want to see that happen personally, regardless of what part of the state the college is located. And I want to make sure that all of our students, especially our low-income students from low-income backgrounds and our BIPOC students, have the opportunity to access our colleges and stay in there and succeed. So we're going to do that by covering the cost of tuition, addressing their basic needs, but also providing that mental health support services within this bill.
I guess I'm a little surprised at your comment. I've never believed that our college system was red and blue. I think the college system is a system that's non-political, and it's there to teach students. And so I'm a little surprised at that comment, but I'll let that go. Another question,
Mr. Chair.
Senator Fateh, is we talk about these scholarships and what's going to be included, and it says that tuition's included and the fees and stuff are included. Could you tell me what all is actually included in that scholarship? Is it going to be understandable tuition? I'm assuming the fees would be in relativity to the classroom and things like that. I would assume it's probably got some housing in there. I'm not sure of that. What about transportation, things like that? So what all is included in that scholarship or eligible of the cost of the student to go to college to be reimbursed through the scholarships?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator, for your question. And I just want a quick correction. It is a 3-year pilot program, not a 4-year pilot program, so I apologize for that. And with my comment, I wasn't saying that the college systems is red and blue. I was saying the districts in which they are located in was the point I was making. So for the first piece, we wanted to address the cost of tuition and the fees, including books and so on, as you mentioned. But with the Pell Match piece, we wanted to make sure that we're addressing things like housing, childcare, whatever, food insecurity, the total cost of attending a college or university within the system.
Thank you, Senator Fateh. I would prefer, instead of red or blue, you'd use a section of the state, Southwest Minnesota or something like that, versus red and blue. I think that there's an overtone of politically there, and I don't really appreciate that. Thank you.
Further questions or discussion or amendments or whatever from the committee? If not,
Mr. Chair.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I wanted to ask Senator Fateh about the changes to the teacher shortage loan forgiveness program on page 49. Senator Fateh, we've heard the governor and your caucus talk about being one Minnesota, being and certainly we're writing bills that have statewide significance. For a long time, we've had loan forgiveness for teachers in areas of shortage that include underrepresented groups, rural Minnesota, and areas of licensure. This bill seems to put rural Minnesota and licensure shortage areas at a disadvantage. And I'm wondering if you can, speak to why we're making those changes here.
Senator Fateh.
I apologize. I'm going to page 49, Mr. Chair. One moment, please.
I think I said loan forgiveness, I meant loan repayment.
Senator Pratt, do you know what page we're? Page 49?
Mr. Chair, it's page 49.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'll ask Ms. Oliver to answer.
Welcome to the committee. Please identify yourself, Ms. Oliver, and go ahead.
Hello, Chair and members. For the record, my name is Nikki Oliver. I am the Director of Grants and Government Relations for the Minnesota Office of Higher Education. The change that Senator Pratt is referring to is actually something put forth by the Increased Teachers of Color and American Indian Teachers Coalition. So what the change is doing is there were already two priorities in the language. What it's doing is making teachers of color and American Indian teachers candidates the first priority. If there's sufficient funding after all of those teachers are funded in the loan repayment program, then any other teachers that are working in a shortage license or shortage demographic then will also receive funding. So it's essentially based upon the available funding. So the more you put into the program, the more distribution and who could receive the funding. So it's prioritizing teachers of color, but it's not deprioritizing the other areas in which Senator Pratt is mentioning.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And my question was for the author, but I appreciate the clarity. We actually have three priorities in this in this program. It's teachers of color and underrepresented teachers. It's rural school districts where we've been having a real problem attracting teachers, and it's in shortage areas like special education, which we've heard time and time again. We have an overrepresented, students of color overrepresent in areas of special ed, and it's going to be hurting those students. But Senator Fateh, the question was not whether or not this was put forward by a advocacy group, but as we write bills that are supposed to be beneficial to the entire state, and I think we can agree that we have a real shortage of special education teachers. As the author of teacher licensure reform back in 2017, I can tell you we put a real emphasis on attracting and retaining teachers of color. Again, my question to you, Senator Fateh, is as the author of the bill, why are prioritizing one group over the others when we have needs across the board? And especially as other bills and other committees are basically taking actions that will negatively impact teachers of color. There seems to be a discrepancy in your caucus's approach to this.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Senator Pratt, for your answer, for your question. The goal with this bill was not just to address the teachers of color. We need to increase everything of color, within all fields, whether it's teachers, whether it's nursing, therapists, construction, all of the above. And with the tuition-free piece, it does that. This isn't just students of color that are getting tuition-free, the tuition-free piece of this legislation. It's all students, whether you're in urban, rural, suburban. Everyone benefits from this. And I would say that it will also benefit our rural districts too, making sure that students will stay in the rural communities, because what we know right now is from the state demographer's office that the #1 group of people in Minnesota that are leaving our state fall between, I believe, 18 to 24, 18 to 25 range. There are students. And why are they leaving? It is because of college affordability. And we know that when they leave, they do not come back. So we're ensuring that Minnesotans will go to our schools and colleges in Minnesota and stay here in our state and contribute to our state. That was the goal of this. That was the goal of this program and this bill, rather than funneling students outside of our state.
But Senator Fateh, that's not the question I asked. I didn't ask about the free tuition program. I asked about the loan repayment program.
You asked about the Teachers of Color program as well, Senator Pratt.
No, I didn't. I said when I authored the teacher reform bill, licensure reform bill, we put a special emphasis on attracting and retaining teachers of color. Well, I'm asking specifically about page 49 and the fact that we are putting rural Minnesota and areas of licensure shortage as secondary priorities when we have a real need across the state. And we, as a legislature, should be prioritizing all of these, not as was testified, satisfying the needs and requests of a specific advocacy group. And my question to you is why, as the author, why are we making the changes to this loan repayment program and putting rural Minnesota and areas of teacher licensure shortage at a disadvantage?
No, I just disagree with that, Mr. Chair, completely.
Okay. Senator Fateh, explain why.
Well, like I said, first of all, teachers of color also teach in rural areas. We're not putting them at a disadvantage.
That's fine, Senator Fateh. I'm not suggesting that, but you are specifically putting rural and areas of licensure shortage as secondary priorities. Your testifier that you brought up said as much. And as the author writing a bill that will have statewide impact, as we've heard the governor run around the state advocating one Minnesota, this doesn't seem very one Minnesota. And I just, it's fine to disagree with me, but please, other than saying that we have teachers of color across the state, I'd like to know why we're prioritizing one over the others.
Senator Fateh.
We're absolutely not prioritizing one over the other. We have students of color in all parts of the state, whether it's urban, rural, suburban, and they need teachers that look like them and understand their struggles to teach them. And we know that students are more likely to succeed and have better outcomes in that situation. So I just completely disagree with what the senator is stating.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, Senator Fateh, the person that you brought up to explain the change specifically said that we were making these a secondary priority. So I'm not quite sure I can reconcile your comments with hers. The intent, based on your testifier, based on the person that you called up to explain this provision, specifically said we were making these a secondary priority. So, Senator Fateh, I'm disappointed that we are trying to pit groups against each other, because Senator Hochschild, Senator Putnam, Senator Dames, Senator Eichhorn are all struggling to get teachers in their school districts. I've got teachers that are going through to get special ed licensures through the Tier 2 teacher licensure program. And they find that to be a very helpful program to address these areas of shortage. And we should be encouraging teachers, all teachers, regardless of their skin color, to get into these areas of shortage, and in particular, special education. And I just find that the changes in this provision are doing exactly the opposite of that. This is not a one Minnesota bill. This is not a one Minnesota provision. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Mohammed and Senator Draheim.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I'm not fully understanding what Senator Pratt is speaking of, but I'm on page 49, and at the top, subdivision 3, it says eligibility. To be eligible for disbursement under this section, a teacher must belong to a racial ethnic group underrepresented in the Minnesota teacher workforce. To the extent that funds are available, eligibility extends to teachers who teach in rural school districts or teach in licensed shortage areas. And so maybe I'm a little bit confused, but I guess I kind of want to know specifically what Senator Pratt is referring to when he says we're not prioritizing rural teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Mohammed. Under current law, we have those three priorities as equal priorities. And what we're saying now is that based on racial or ethnic group representation, and as the testifier mentioned, those get our first priority. And support for rural teachers and areas of licensure shortage are secondary priorities. And those candidates will only be helped if there's additional money available. So what we're doing is we're taking three co-equal priorities and making one superior to the others. And it seems to me that that puts rural school districts and teachers that are seeking to get into areas of licensure shortage at a disadvantage.
Senator Mohammed.
Senator Pratt, thank you so much. That explains what you're saying. I don't necessarily read it that way as somebody who's reading this. I think I read it as that there are teachers, educators of color in rural Minnesota who also need to be prioritized so that they can teach students who they represent and or look like them, because we know that studies show when students of color are sitting in the classroom and they can learn from somebody who looks like them, they tend to have they tend to graduate at a faster rate. They tend to actually finish school and pay attention in schools. And I think I would say I'm one of those students. I've had teachers of color, and probably why I'm sitting here, those educators in college and in high school are the reason why I'm here. And so I don't necessarily read it that way, Senator Pratt. I don't think it says that we're not prioritizing rural Minnesota, but we're saying that we are prioritizing educators of color who are in rural Minnesota so that our students can also benefit from this program and learn.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Mohammed. Look, I have been supportive of our teacher of color programs for many, many years. And I think we do have to, I've been supportive of diversifying our workforce. I would say that the testifier that Senator Mohammed called up specifically said that this was, would not support the way you're reading it. And I think if you look at the plain language of the bill, it doesn't support what you're saying. Because it says we're going to prioritize underrepresented groups, and to the extent funds are available, eligibility extends to teachers in rural districts or teach in a licensed shortage area. Now, yes, teachers of color in rural districts would have qualified under the current law. This isn't making them a priority. What it's doing is it's making areas of teacher shortage and rural districts, if they can't find a teacher of color, a secondary priority. And if we are going to be a one Minnesota, as your caucus and the governor have said, we should be continuing to treat these as co-equal priorities, not putting one above the other. Your testifier said, my interpretation was, I'm taking my interpretation from what your testifier said. And that's the problem I have with it.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Mohammed.
Thank you, Senator Pratt. That actually helps me understand what you're saying, and I think I understand why you have that perspective and why you could see it like that. So I think that's not how I understood what the testifier said, so maybe we can have the testifier come up, and I would ask for that so that they can, knowing that Senator Pratt has questions about their testimony, maybe answer some of those questions.
Ms.
Oliver.
Ms. Oliver.
Because I think it's really important that in this point, since we're talking about one Minnesota, we're talking about prioritizing rural Minnesota, that we talk about this point.
Welcome back, Ms. Oliver. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair and Senator. So what the bill language is doing is making underrepresented teachers of color, which Senator Pratt already mentioned was one of the existing eligibilities, the first eligibility, and then as more funds are available, if you're just a teacher teaching in rural Minnesota or just a teacher teaching in a shortage licensure, you then are also eligible for funding. The governor had a $2 million request for this program. I think the Senate bill has $1.8 million to kind of fully fund the program. So as funding is adequate, all of these teachers should be eligible. There is also language, there are also rules that create additional priorities if funding isn't available. So if that's helpful at all to know.
Question?
So there could be dual priority. And then I would also like to know teachers of color are teachers across the state. As Senator Mohammed mentioned, that we have a teacher of color shortage, and the more teachers we can get and more teachers we can teach in rural Minnesota and across the state, and those include teachers of color.
Mr. Chair, I want to continue I want to make sure that we keep moving on this, but I think that Senator Pratt and I both share this question, and maybe I can ask it in the way that I understand it. Are you, in this bill, does it prioritize rural Minnesota teachers of color, or are you saying that those are going to be second to what you want? Can you kind of speak specifically into prioritizing, how this prioritizes teachers of color in rural Minnesota?
Chair and members. So the current program is Senator Pratt is correct that the current program has 3 eligibility criterias. The program has been underfunded significantly, so all applicants do not receive funding, hence the governor's recommendation for increased funding into the program. The coalition, whose push is to increase the number of teachers of color, want to add additional priority for teachers of color in Minnesota. So that is what the language is doing. It prioritizes teachers of color no matter where they're working, because they are a shortage in general in and of itself. And then if there's more available funding, teachers that are not teachers of color that work in a shortage region or shortage licensure area will then have access to funding. What I'm saying is, based on the amount of funding in the bill, all those teachers should be covered based on our received applications over the past few years. Is that helpful?
Senator Muhammad, are you finished?
I am, and I think I understand what you're saying. I think what Senator Pratt is speaking to is the long-term underfunding. This, maybe I don't, but I think that this speaks to the fact that this program has been underfunded historically, and that we're making some significant investments this year across the state, not just in specific areas, but we're also prioritizing rural Minnesota and specifically for teachers of color. So thank you, Senator Fateh.
Senator Draheim.
Thank you, Chair Marty. And just for a little context for the author, I have, I think, 20 school districts touching my district. They don't care what color the teacher is. They want teachers, period. They cannot find enough teachers. And I think we're splitting hairs here. And I think the demographics show that we're going to have an increased problem with attracting teachers in the near future. So with that, I would like to offer an oral amendment. And Chair, if I could, describe that.
Senator Draheim.
On line 49.4, delete the new text. So delete line 49.4 up to teach, and not including teach. So,
Mr. Chair?
I think that would be simply deleting section 19 is what you'd be moving to do.
yeah, that would, yeah, sure. Thank you, Chair.
Senator Fateh.
Yeah, I think Ms. White just was going to say what you were going to comment on.
No, I was saying go ahead. I was just suggesting his amendment was basically to strike out section 19.
Correct, and the program we're speaking of, so the program is a teacher retention program, but we're also making significant investments in the student-teacher grants as well. But I would say that I consider this not to be a friendly amendment and to vote no.
Chair,
Senator Draheim.
I would request a roll call and it to be put in the journal.
Three hands here. There's 3 hands. Okay. On the amendment, Senator Westrom.
Mr. Chair, I was just raising my hand. You needed 3 hands, I believe. to
Oh,
put it in the
okay.
journal.
No, we had 3 hands. Yeah. Further discussion on the amendment. Senator Wickland.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to speak in opposition to the amendment. I'm just looking at the reports for the teacher shortage loan repayment program, and it seems to me that having this this change in the priorities will allow more, ensure that more of the teachers of color applicants get access, and if it is sufficiently funded, then all of the applicants will get access. It's really looks like disproportionately for the recipients in 2021. There were 176 white, not Hispanic or Latino recipients, and then all of the teachers of color recipients added up to looks like about 30. So it's significantly different, and I would like to see us encourage more across the state, more teachers of color to be able to access this program, and so I'm in opposition to the amendment.
Senator Friends.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thanks, Senator Draheim, for thinking about Greater Minnesota. However, I will be a no on the amendment. The Mankato Public Schools, in my father's time, basically all white, now 31% students of color. I realize we're making tough choices. That's what we do here in the Finance Committee. I think you've raised an important point, Senator Draheim. I'm cheering for the Southern Minnesota schools just as much as you are. And we have a teacher shortage and a real one, and a lot of the kids could not care less what the color of the teacher is. Having said that, our interest in teachers of color is also paramount. And if I'm just looking at my district, the Mankato area public schools are projected to be to 50% students of color by, depending on who you talk to, the next decade. And for that reason, I'm going to vote no on the amendment. And I think, Senator Fateh, you've been open to these discussions, so you have my support on the amendment and hope the discussions are going to continue. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Fateh.
Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, I just want to say that the Draheim Amendment not necessarily deprioritize teachers of color. What it does is it leaves current law in place. And I'd really hate to think that we are devaluing the contributions and the needs for special education teachers, for example, where it really doesn't matter where we'll have special education teachers of color in rural Minnesota, yes, and they'll qualify for this loan repayment assistance. But we also have non-teachers of color in Minneapolis schools for these areas of shortage. And we're devaluing, with this change, we are devaluing their contribution. We should not be devaluing anybody's contribution. We should be lifting everybody up. And so I support the Draheim Amendment.
Senator Draheim, and then.
If I could, Chair, just ask the nonpartisan, maybe Ms. White could, my intent is just to leave the program alone. And I think it's a good program. I appreciate the extra funds that the author is putting in there. But I think we are facing challenges across the whole state. And I do think the way this bill is drafted will hurt our rural school districts that don't have the population to pick from. They don't have hundreds of thousands of people within a half hour of their school district, like rural areas have, sometimes hours to get to the next town to pull teachers from. So I think it's really important that we try to have a balanced approach. I think the existing program is set up to do that. There's needs across the whole state, and I think that keeping it intact and funding it more is appropriate. But I want to make sure nonpartisan agrees with my assessment of what I'm trying to accomplish. So that's it, Chair.
Ms. White, do you want to comment on it?
Mr. Chair and Senator Draheim, yes, you're correct. Deleting Section 19 will revert to existing law.
Thank you.
Senator Fateh, any other comments? If not, there was a roll call requested on the oral amendment to strike Section 19 of Article 2. The staff will take the roll.
Senator Marty?
No.
Senator Friends?
Nope.
Senator Pratt?
Yes.
Senator Pratt, could you repeat that?
Yes.
Senator Champion?
No.
Senator Dames?
Yes.
Senator Draheim?
Yes.
Senator Eichhorn?
Yes.
Senator Mohammed?
No.
Senator Murphy?
No.
Senator Pappas?
No.
Senator Westrom?
Yes.
Senator Wickland?
No.
There being 5 yes votes and 7 no votes, the motion did not prevail. On other amendments or other discussion of the bill? If not,
Senator Westrom.
Senator Westrom.
Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, you talked some about the reduced or free tuition. Can you just explain that a little bit more? Which schools or students are going to qualify for more free tuition or not? And then I got some questions about the food pantry stuff.
Go ahead, Senator Mohammed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Westrom, for your question. It's a tuition-free program for students that come from a family AGI of $80,000 or below, and that goes for all of our public colleges and universities.
So, Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, what is the level right now of a student that would receive free tuition? At what income level do they receive enough state grants or other dollars that they probably don't have to pay tuition? Can you give us that for a comparison? And wrapped into your last question, so if I understand your answer right, any student's parents or their own income that's under $80,000 AGI would receive full compensation for free tuition?
Are you saying currently? Senator Westrom, are you saying what students will qualify currently?
Well, two parts to the question.
Okay.
How does that compare to current law?
Okay.
At what level does a student receive enough state aid that they get free tuition versus this 80,000? And am I correct? Any student under 80,000 AGI now would get free tuition no matter what public institution they went to?
Senator Fateh.
Yeah, I would say for the first part, it would depend on the institution itself and the institutional aid that they have. But for the second part, yes, it'll only qualify for students that come from a family AGI of $80,000 or less at our public colleges.
And Mr. Chair,
Senator Westrom.
Senator Fateh, how does that compare to current law or current criteria?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that we have a full-fledged free tuition for students, but there are students at a certain level that do receive enough state aid to probably pay all of their tuition costs and expense.
Okay.
I guess, one, is that correct? And what is that threshold or level right now that those students would receive that equivalent amount of state aid to not have tuition?
Senator Fateh.
Yeah, I think I better understand the question now. Sorry, Senator Westrom, I understand better. So so the students that receive free aid right now is a common, or free tuition would be probably a combination of the Pell and state aid. But what we know is that also when we talk about the cost of going to college being expensive, it is just not the tuition. It is the total cost of attending a college. So that's why we're also trying to address their basic needs, their mental health support, things like food and transportation, all of the above. But also, Ms. Oliver could probably be here, Ms. White, to answer some of the questions as well.
Ms. Oliver, do you want to? Senator Fateh, were you calling her up? Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you, Chair. I guess you guys are going to get to know me very well. So at the Min-State 2 years, the threshold is $55,000 for dependent students, I believe, and then at the Min-State 4 years, the income cap is $44,000. Students at the University of Minnesota do not have their full tuition and fees covered through state grant, a combination of state grant and Pell. And again, the free college program in this bill accounts for that. So it's a last dollar program, so it accounts for Pell, state grant, and any institutional aid.
So, Mr. Chair, Ms. Oliver, is this, so in comparison to the $44,000 and $55,000 thresholds now, is that essentially being raised to $80,000 under this, and it'd be similar treatment at that point? Or is this giving additional free college dollars in addition to what's currently offered, or is it just literally similar and moving up the 55 to 80,000?
Chair and Senator, essentially it's moving up the income threshold to cover tuition and fees for students up to $80,000. It's not let me correct myself. There is a Pell match in here, which goes above and beyond the tuition and fees. So some students will get additional money, but essentially what the program is doing is raising that income threshold in which tuition and fees are fully covered.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, Can you explain the free food pantry dollars that are being invested, and what exactly is that for? How is this going to work? Are we basically putting a food shelf on every college campus now, or explain that a little bit more, please.
So I think you're speaking about the Hunger-Free Campus program. Is that correct, Senator Westrom?
Yeah, correct. That you had talked about before, and it's written here in the bill as I'm looking it over. I just want to understand what are we putting these dollars towards, and what are we trying to build for a new program?
For sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Westrom. So it's going to be competitive grants for campuses to run food pantries and provide hunger support services within their colleges.
Senator Fateh, I'm having a little hard time hearing. If you could get a little closer, that'd be helpful, I think.
Thank you. Do you hear a little bit better right now? Thank you. Sorry about that, Senator Westrom. So it'll provide for competitive grants for campuses to run food pantries, just to provide hunger support services within the colleges. Campuses are required to provide matching funds in order to receive this grant within this program. But to be clear, it isn't a new program. It already existed.
So Mr. Chair and Senator Fateh, how is this going to work? Is there going to be like a room that's got food that students can go to buy cheap food, get free food? Do they get free passes to the student union lunch counter? How does this work? If you can just explain how you're setting this up and how it's going to work in your bill.
I would say it depends on the campus, Mr. Senator Westrom, and how they set it up within their different locations.
So, Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, we've got food shelves all over. We've got nonprofit food pantries that in our area have, and many times, semi-loads of near expired food that they put in boxes and to give out for low cost. In one case, they charge $20 and you get a whole box full of food. People line up, have their trunks filled. Why are we trying to add and put some of our resources to that when we already have a system in place for those that would need food assistance? I just wonder if it really is diverting what we're trying to do at our college campuses, and if those are the best use of the dollars, because there already is existing programs. So I'm trying to figure out why we would compete with programs that are already out there, rather than just, if students need it, refer them to it, so we don't have to duplicate these services.
Senator Fateh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for your question, Senator Westrom. Right now, we know is that students experience food insecurity at about a 40% rate. We had students actually testify that they had to choose between paying for a meal, or paying for their meals, or paying for things like rent or other expenses. But to also answer the second part of the question, some campuses are located in food deserts. Not all students on all campuses have that opportunity to access the foods that you're speaking of right now. So we're hoping that with this expanding this existing program, we can tackle some of the challenges around food insecurity that our students are facing.
So, Mr. Chair, last question on this, Senator Fateh. So, do we at least limit the dollars towards areas that would maybe have a food desert, that maybe there's not a food shelf within 30 miles or 20 miles of the campus? And if not, would you see that as a friendly amendment to at least limit these dollars so we can target them and have them targeted to the areas that really have the food deserts, rather than duplicate services? I got to believe in many places you'd find a food shelf or a nonprofit food pantry within 20 or 30 miles, and maybe there's a few spots in rural Minnesota that they wouldn't be within 30 miles. But is that part of the language? I'm not finding it offhand, but if not, would that be a friendly amendment?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Westrom, for your question. To be clear, all campuses and universities need to address the challenges with food insecurity, but I would not consider a friendly amendment simply because there's already an extensive application process that OE has, and they consider the needs in each area in that application process.
And Senator Westrom, last year, 2 years ago or so, I think Senator Champion had a bill to try and extend access on light rail line for University of Minnesota students in order to be able to get food, groceries, and so on, because a lot of students do not have, in certain areas, you're talking food shelves within 20 miles, in certain places where people have no cars, sometimes very short distances can be there, but I mean, I guess I think the whole concept of we needing to provide food shelves and so on campuses says something to the fact, one, that economic disparities, that we have so many people, so many students who are hungry, and also to the fact, I suppose, as well, to the fact of high cost of higher education now. But I think the point Senator Champion had a thing last year because students on University of Minnesota campus were struggling with hunger as well as those on many small campuses around the state.
Mr. Chair, can I also?
Senator Fateh.
I just wanted to highlight also, thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Westrom. Under Section 4, Subdivision 3 on page 31, Section C says the commissioner shall give preference to applications for initial grants and to applications from institutions with the highest number of federal Pell Grant eligible students enrolled. So I just wanted to highlight that for you, Senator Westrom.
So, Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, the highest number of Pell Grants enrolled, how does that exactly equate to that's the highest number of people looking for food? I'm not sure I'm following that.
Senator Fateh.
Those are the lower income students, Senator Westrom. Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Correct. Those are the lowest income students.
But, Mr. Chair, Senator Fateh, that makes quite a jump to say that just because they're receiving a Pell Grant that all of those students are hungry. I think that's not really a apples to apples comparison. They should assess the students that are actually needing food just because they receive Pell Grants. Many of us at this table probably received Pell Grants in college, and it didn't mean that you weren't on the meal program or something else at college to receive food. So that's usually what the Pell Grant pays for. So I don't think that seems like a real direct correlation, but I'll leave it at that, Mr. Chair.
Is there further discussion? Senator Dames.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Fateh. Can you tell me on this free student education, are there caps per year of how many dollars an individual can get? And is there a cap on the number of years that they can go to school and continue to draw these dollars?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you, Mr. Chair, also. Yeah, there is a cap. I believe the cap is at 120 credits. The Pell Match piece is a 3-year program, pilot program, whereas the tuition-free piece, the purely tuition piece is going to be the ongoing piece, the ongoing part of the program.
Follow up, Mr. Chair.
Senator Dames.
So that I understand, then you're saying that this is a 3-year, that you could only get money for 3 years?
No, that's not. Oh, sorry.
Senator Fateh.
No, thank you, Mr. Chair. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that students will be able to qualify for the tuition-free piece. That's going to be ongoing. The Pell Match piece to address their basic needs will be a 3-year pilot program to see how that goes. Now, is your question how long would this program be lasting? Is that what your question is?
My question is, how long can a student stay on the program?
Okay.
We have students that go to school for 4 years and get a degree.
Yep.
We have other students that extend it out for 5 to get the same degree. My question is how many years can you stay on the program to get your degree?
It's capped at 120 credits, Mr. Chair.
Senator Fateh, could you repeat?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chair, it's capped at 120 credits.
Is there further discussion? If not,
Just to follow up, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Senator Dames.
So is this 120 credits at any college, including a very expensive private college versus a university or state college? Are there any parameters or any guidelines around that?
Senator Fateh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, Senator, it's only for our public colleges and universities, our two-year colleges, as well, and four-year colleges, as well as our tribal colleges.
Thank you.
Further discussion, if not, Senator Mohammed moves that the title and contents of House File 2073, the House File bill, be stricken and replaced with the title and contents of Senate File 2075 as amended. Is there discussion on that motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
Motion prevails. And with that, thank you, Senator Fateh, and
thank you,
Ms. White, and Mr. Olafson. And I'll also point out, just because I know that their drafting support staff specialists in your office have been, like on another bill we're taking up later today, been working through the night, and I just want to say that you folks do wonderful work, and so do all the support staff in your office. So I want to thank them as well. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be recessing until approximately, well, to the call of the chair, which will be approximately half hour after.
We still need to pass the bill to the floor.
Oh, we have not. I'm sorry, we better pass the bill. We put the language in the bill. Yes, I understand. Senator Mohammed moves that House File 2073 as amended be recommended to pass. On that motion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Motion prevails. And just to finish up there, Senator Westrom, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I think you're maybe going there, but we've got a couple hours till session, at least a good hour, hour and a half. Is there any way we could start on the next bill rather than push it all off to the post-session and at least start the overview? Or maybe that's what
Mr. Nauman, you want to speak to that?
Mr. Chair and Senator Westrom, I'll just highlight for the committee that the reason for the delay, as I understand it, is there's a significant amendment that's being completed. Some work is going on upstairs, and I think it is preferable to have an orderly process rather than getting it started and then almost immediately needing an amendment in front of the committee. So I think that's what we were hoping to buy time for, and I certainly apologize, but there were some late-breaking changes that needed to be addressed.
And Senator Westrom, we did talk with Lead Pratt to let him know about this, and I think he would concur that because it was an amendment to bring the bill, Senator Hoffman's efforts to bring the bill back into target, but then Senate fiscal staff found a technical issue, which is a small one, but it's a really complicated thing to draft into it. So it's a major looking amendment and so on. And I think the feeling is we want our staff and our members to have a chance to look at it. So I recognize the awkwardness of having 2 hours now when session may go, I hope not too late, but we'll go late, and then we have to deal with this after that. So I apologize for that, but that was the reason for it. And again, I didn't hear about the need for the complicated technical stuff is the minute until last night. So
thank you, Mr. Chair, for the explanation.
So with that, this committee will be in recess until call of the chair, which will be approximately half hour after the end of floor session today. With that, this meeting's in recess.